We are Chicago Red, and Chicago Red is gathered here today at City Hall for a plethora of reasons. The first reason is that Mayor J.B. Pritzker did a press conference last week at the budget address. And during that budget address, he stated that Trump supporters are Nazis. For me, especially during Black History Month, that is the most offensive, egregious thing that a city governor can say. Number one, to call us Nazis removes our sovereignty and our ethnicity in this country. We are not Europeans. The second thing is, we have to understand that calling people Nazis is inflammatory language. It encourages political violence against us, but this is who the Democratic Party is. They believe in political violence. They were the ones who started the Civil War, a war literally against the United States of America. They are the ones who gave us Jim Crow. They are the ones who gave us the Ku Klux Klan to terrorize our people and disenfranchise us. So they know how to use words and language to corrupt the society against people in order to push violence on them. And we're asking for the governor to stop promoting violence to our people or against our people. We are full Americans, we are generational Americans, and we have the right to vote for whoever we want to vote for in this country, our country, where our people are buried deep, flesh and bone, right here. We are American people, and it is not fair for a governor to stand before the State House and try to incite violence on people who choose to support President Trump and Agenda 47, which puts the American people first. What we are also going to speak about, and I'll step back, what we also will be speaking about is the bond deal that Mayor Brandon Johnson and City Council passed yesterday that has saddled the city with $2 billion of debt that they lied and said was infrastructure money. This was not infrastructure money. If you read the narrative from the bond, it specifically says that those funds are going toward non-for-profits. And we know right now that the city of Chicago is in the business of funding illegal immigrants. So we can rightfully assume that that money is going to go to help illegal immigrants on the backs of us and our children, because this bond is going to be due in 20 years. Lastly, what we are going to discuss in this press conference is our mayor going to Washington. Again, thank you so much to the Congress of the United States of America for helping the people of the city of Chicago. Mayor Johnson, I want you to understand that we are begging you to go down there and tell the truth. The people of Chicago do not support sanctuary city policy. We do not want this. We never voted on it. And when we were given the opportunity to maybe vote on it, you, Mayor Johnson, decided that you were going to take that away from us, disenfranchising us from the process. And so we're asking you to go down to Washington and tell them the truth. We want the sanctuary city policy to end so that we can spend American taxpayer dollars on the American people. I will turn it over to our executive director.
Good morning, Chicago. My name is Osiris King. I want to remind everyone that the southern border is in our backyard. We need Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, and Pam Bondi to come to Chicago and investigate where this wasteful spending has gone. If people knew about where the money has been, if there was an audit on the city of Chicago, hands would be rolling out of City Hall down the Chicago River. People will be very surprised. We want to know where this money has gone. The city of Chicago does not support sanctuary cities. We do not support illegal immigrants. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care about the distractions. I don't care about any of that stuff. Please know that we in Chicago do not support it. And speaking of Mayor Brandon Johnson going down to testify before Congress, I want to remind our Congress people that Mayor Brandon Johnson likes to play games. He likes to give Kamala Harris word salad. So please, hammer him very hard and make him tell the truth. Because all Democrats do is lie and play games. The D in Democrat stands for distraction. It stands for distraction because they don't want to talk about things that actually matter. So let's talk about J.B. Pritzker during the State of the State address using the word Nazi. It's disgusting and it is divisive. And I will not tolerate the governor labeling people Nazis to divide us. It is ridiculous. And he wants to say that Trump supporters and the MAGA movement is similar to the Nazi movement. Well, I have something for Democrats and Governor Pritzker. In 1869, after the abolition of slavery, Democrats asked, who will pick our cotton? And with the deportation of illegal immigrants in 2025, Democrats are now asking, who will pick our strawberries? It is the Democratic Party that uses black and brown people, moving them from one location to another location. That's the most lucrative industry in American history, the movement of human bodies across the world. So Democrats, tell me, who are the hateful people? Who are the people using minorities to get what they want? They don't care about immigrants. They care about what these people can do for them. Speaking of the governor, remember that the state of Illinois has been bleeding population. A lot of people have been moving to red states, and we actually lost 1 congressional seat. And as we know, the amount of people that live in your state represents the amount of people, the amount of representation your state gets in Congress. So more people in the state means more political power. The governor and the mayor and all the Democrats want to keep people in the state because they will benefit. They will make a profit off of human bodies. Please don't let them try to make you think otherwise. So we want Pam Bondi to come to Chicago, to audit Chicago. We want Tom Homan to come to the city. And we want J.B. Pritzker to testify before Congress too, because a recent audit report found that $1.6 billion has been spent on illegal health care. We got poor people in Chicago. We got people in Chicago who need health care. Wasteful spending. And we want to understand what is going on. So Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, Doge, Elon Musk, please come to Chicago and do not believe the rhetoric and the lies the Democrat Party likes to speak at the media. Thank you. So I'll turn it over to our next speaker.
Hello, my name is Marjorie Taylor with Chicago Red. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to express our concerns as taxpaying citizens of Chicago. As most are aware, as it's been stated previously, the City Council has just approved, at the mayor's request, to essentially borrow from over an $800 million bond, putting the citizens of Chicago's financial future in further debt. This is totally unacceptable. It's obvious that the mayor has no fear, nor the alderpersons. And they have no fear of us, they have no fear of anyone, not even the constituents who put them in office. So, what we're gonna do, we have no choice but to wage a political war against this injustice. There comes a time when there's no more talking. It's time to take action. And as we speak, we are forging a committee that's going to expose each and every alderperson that voted for this. Every last one of them. The mayor's not listening. And he's counting on these alder people to have his back. So we need to go after the alderpersons that voted and support him. We have to cut it. We have to cut it off at the neck. Also, and what I wanted to say is that we are looking at our children's children. 2045, they're going to be in so much debt before they can even, it's just unconscionable. And we are going to do something about it. We're not going to sit back idly and wait and hope and pray that they do right by us. It's obvious it's not going to happen. This is Chicago, famously known as a gangster town. We gotta go there.
J.B. Pritzker had violated 2 constitutions. One, the U.S. Constitution and the Illinois State Constitution. Brandon Johnson violated his oath of office. So when Brandon Johnson had put down an $833 million bond, which is really ridiculous for an infrastructure that is not going to repair the city. It's going to go through 3 things: J.B. Pritzker, the Chicago Teacher Union, and the illegals. Those are 3 things that J.B. Pritzker is focusing on. He's not focused. That's what one thing Brandon Johnson's not going to focus on is the voters that's behind us that vote that we didn't vote them in. And the thing about it is, it's not how soon they're going to lose the seat, it's how much damage they're going to keep on doing before they lose their seat. So Brandon Johnson's not going to look into it. And now we need the IG and the AG to look into Brandon Johnson and see why he's still a member of the Chicago Teacher Union and mayor at the same time. So when this money is going to be allocated for this so-called infrastructure bill, is CTU going to get their cut, the illegal immigrants? Because I don't think nothing's going to be fixed here in the city of Chicago. And another thing is this here. He got until March 5th. I want everybody to tune in for that, because now he's seeking advantage from two political hacks, Lori Lightfoot and Danny Davis. So I don't know what kind of advice they're going to give him, but if we want to see the truth about every Democratic politics that's in the city of Chicago, let's videotape every ward in every district and see what kind of tradition they are in, and why the blacks in the city of Chicago keep on voting these Democrats in. They're not Democrats, they are DEI opportunists. So now it's time for us to stop voting for these Democrats, stop voting for DEI, and stop voting for the madness. Thank you.
Wow, he broke it to them. Absolutely. We have been under a DEI system. That's what it is. And it's best that you know. It has not been explained to you. You know, I'm excited right now at Trump and the Trump administration how they are ridding the waste, because waste has been humongous here. We've all known all the dollars that has been spent on the illegal immigrants. Yes, we will say that. Unwelcome, very unwelcome situation, and we want everyone to wake up. I stand firm with Chicago Red as we dig this up, and like she said, gangster time. It is in this gangster city. It is time for us to wake up. It's a main call. I think that's it.
I'd like to appeal to President Trump. President Trump, I'm the Trump Rally War Drummer in Chicago. President Trump, we voted for you on the south side and the west side of the city of Chicago. The city of Chicago is the heart of this country. President Trump, don't forget about us. Pam Bondi, Tom Homan, Kash Patel, Kristi Noem, Rahm Emanuel, Barack Obama, Pritzker. They put the southern border in our backyards on the south side and the west side of this city. We voted for you. We turned this town purple from red this past election.
Yes.
And we love what you're doing. Please do not forget about us. Come to Chicago. We're ready to humbug. We want freedom. We want liberty. We don't want any more money from Pritzker and Brandon Johnson going to illegal aliens and violent people that do not respect or love this country or this city. Thank you.
All right. Are there any questions? Do you have any questions?
I do. Let me get the new file real quick. Actually, would it be right if I just do like a short one-on-one interview with you?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Good. That way so I want to talk a little about, you gave me enough material for like 3 stories. So. Okay. Get a bucket to here.
Oh, right, definitely.
First of all, Pete Ray, if I could, wanted to ask you about, in particularly the governor. I mean, we've seen the mayor's approval ratings falling. The governor, going to show our still pretty popular across the state. Have you connected with other people around the state? Because there are a number of counties that have voted to secede from it.
Correct. So I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. Obviously, they're polling the people who want to be heard. The citizens of Illinois don't appreciate spending all of our tax dollars on illegals, and Governor Pritzker is pushing that. As Dennis stated, they have spent $1.6 billion on health care for illegals, and now Governor Pritzker has stated that now we are going to have to cut Medicaid for citizens. So we are directly suffering health-wise now because these people are here. And we want Governor Pritzker to be held accountable as well, because what he does is he interjects his private money into the political system here. He's paying his staff out of his own pocket as well. So he creates a group of people who are loyal to him because he is their bread and butter. I think that they should completely bar politicians from using their own private money in any political enterprises.
How big is your organization? How much has it grown? Because it seems as though this is a movement that wasn't present not that long ago.
So we started the organization in March. We had about 200 to 300 people on our mailing list. People from all around the country are listening to us. We frequent cable news because typically when people hear MAGA, they don't think about Black Chicago, or they like to give us names like xenophobes and racists. You can't call me a xenophobe in my own country. I can't be racist in my own country because I am a full American, and they're not used to seeing Black American people saying that. So we're growing rapidly. We are an organization committed to civic education and patriotic esteem. That's what we focus on, and the message of patriotic esteem transcends ethnicity because we're all American people and we want to make our country great.
Donald Trump made significant gains in Chicago and even in Illinois, and even in the Chicago area in November. Statewide congressional races for state legislature, Congress, it didn't seem as though that translated as much down ballot. What's your plan, what's your process going forward to see if this can maybe have a little more impact in those areas?
We have to remind the people that we are Americans. The Democrats have been very successful at making people believe that this country is not great and it's not for everybody. What we do is we remind people that they are as American as sweet potato pie, not apple pie, sweet potato pie, because that's an American pie too. So if you remind people that you are at home and everything from sea to shining sea is for you and you first, coming to them with lots of policy and data and statistics, we just remind people who they are, and it's working. In 2020, President Biden beat President Trump by 1 million votes. In 2024, Vice President Kamala Harris beat President Trump by 247,000 votes. That means 753,000 people in the state of Illinois dumped the Democratic Party, and that was done in 4 years. So if we can get 3/4 of a million people to move in 4 years, what are we looking at? It's going to be a red wave here in Illinois.
All right, that's a wrap.
All right, thank you.